Hey, this is Matt, and I was just floating around the pool. I thought about something. If you've ever gone backwards, you've been on your health and fitness journey, and maybe you've lost 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe more pounds, and then you see yourself kind of get stuck, or you see yourself putting weight back on. If you've ever experienced that and the frustration of that, I know exactly what that is because one, dealt with it a lot with clients, but I dealt with it a lot myself. And well, first off, if you want to know about, why that actually happens, what causes that to happen to us, and then how to overcome that, you're in the right place. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly why that happens, why we lose the weight, and then start gaining it back, and then what we can do to overcome that. I'm going to give you 2 easy steps to do that. If you like that information, you want to know more about that information, and you want to hear more about what I have to say, then hit some of those buttons down there, which is like, subscribe, all that. First and foremost, what happens? Why does that happen? Like, why do we start going backwards? I like to put it to people this way, is that why would you want to go to a place, like you call it success, and that place is a stressful place? And what I mean by that is if you go, well, I have to, eat these foods I don't like, or do these exercises I don't like, we're building that in our head. And so any success that we get along the way, what happens is it's getting harder and more difficult every step of the way. Like we're grinding against what we're feeling. I always ask people, why would you want to do that? When you can actually succeed, what my wife and I show all the time is there's no tension around it. We really enjoy this lifestyle. I'm not eating foods that I hate. I eat foods that I love. They nourish me, they keep me full of energy, and I love my exercise too. And there's endless ways that we can exercise, so why would we choose things that we don't want to do? Well, we do that because we don't know better, and that's what's the whole thing of it is, that what really causes this to happen in the first place is we keep creating a space that it's harder and harder and harder to succeed and keep succeeding because the tension we have built around it. So that's the first reason why it happens. So how do we overcome it? It's really not that hard. There's actually 2 simple steps around it. Step number 1 is recognizing where you are. You're going to go get this health and fitness goal, or like I said, it could be any goal. It could be your business, relationships, money, whatever, but you're going to go get this goal and you start to see yourself going to do that. And that's why the visualization process is so powerful. People turn away from it because what they experience in that moment is pain, but the best way to do it is to stay right around that and look at it and go, why is that painful? What is it I'm thinking and feeling around that is painful? So we've got to change our belief about who we are and what we experience with our health and fitness in our body along the way so that that becomes a comfortable place for us. Because you want to be thinking about the mindset that you have as you go after the goal that you want. Because if that mindset is not changing, then you're just going to be creating a bunch of too much tension around it. You'll retreat away from it. So that's step number 1. That you're recognizing where you're at and you're staying in that state so that you can see all the things that are there that are saying, hey, this is why we can't do this. So get clear around that, because that's the mindset that you want to focus on and start learning how to change. And the second thing is well, what the heck do we change that thing to? Well, we change it to what we want. We got to figure out where it is that we want to go. We got to get really clear about what that thing is. What's that dream that we're shooting for? When I coach people, I tell them, don't back up. Don't compromise on that. Don't take the time to go back and go, well, what do I think I can get? Because at that point, you're bartering and you're reducing the size of your goal. And what you really do without knowing it at that point is you're reducing the size of the love that you have around that thing. And it's only the power and the energy of something that you love that's going to keep you moving forward. Figure out step number 2, where is it that you want to go? What's something that you really, really want? And then I tell people, like, push it out just a little bit further until you get to that place. Like, what would that really be like if I had that? And you realize that that's what you want to focus on, is being able to shift your mindset to there. Learning the process of doing that. So I'm going to recap really quickly on those 2 simple steps for overcoming what it really causes us to lose our weight. We get on our fitness path and we start going backwards. Like we start gaining our weight back. We might lose 5, 10, 15, and then you start gaining the 5, 10, 15, and maybe even more back. That's what we're overcoming here. Get really clear about where you're at right now. So when you go, I want to go achieve this thing, you can sit down and you can look at it and you can go, what are all the things that are coming up in me that's saying that that's not possible? So then you can realize in that moment, those are the things that I have to change. The big question is what do I change them to? And that's step number 2. Step number 2 is creating that beautiful dream that it is that you have, something that you really want. And feeling what it's like to have that, learning the process there for being able to feel that thing just in that moment, just to be there, so you can start to understand what that is, and then you can switch everything that you have that's popping up in you that's saying, well, you can't do that, or this is what it's like when I do that. Now, if that stuff resonates with you and you know you've had those thoughts before, you've had those feelings before, don't feel bad about that. You're not the only one. That's exactly what I had to go through in order to achieve the health and fitness that I wanted at nearly 50 years old, to be able to maintain that. But that's what I teach to clients every day. It's not really about the exercise program or the diet or the meal plan or anything of that nature. It's about the things inside of us that allow us to be able to go out there and live in that life the way that we want. And if you feel like that's resonating to you and calling, it's something like, whoa, that's really something that I deal with and I'd like to overcome, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description here where you can connect with me. If you're curious about our meal plans or things of that nature, we have them down there. They're super cheap. They're $27, and there's just a ton of meal plans from 1,200 calories all the way up to 3,000 with lots of good recipes. And there's also a space down there where you can connect with me personally, and we can have a conversation on a deeper level if that's something that you're wanting to do, so that you can start moving toward the life and the health and the fitness that you really want.